Hi, hello, welcome to Nicolette Reads. I'm Nicolette, I read, and this is my inaugural Booktube video. It's all very exciting. I've been threatening to do it to my friends and family for an amount of time, longer than a month, shorter than 2 years, somewhere in that time frame, and I decided to just do it. I'm just gonna go for it. So I decided a good way to introduce you to myself and what I plan on making for this channel is to sort of do a version of the Booktube Newbie tag, except I kind of just cherry picked the questions that I liked the most from the ones that I found scattered around the internet. So first of all, yes, my name is Nicolette. I have been reading since the whole time that I've been alive. I had to turn off the air conditioning. Some of my earliest memories in my life are reading books. I've always really liked it. I've just kind of been doing book reading books for my entire life. So that's kind of why I care and why you should care about me. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? The answer is because I basically start every day by opening YouTube, clicking on subscriptions, and seeing if the people I follow have posted anything new. And so one of the reasons I really wanted to start this channel was because sometimes there's not anything new on there, and I figured, you know what we need more of in this world is content for the internet. So it might as well be me making it so that you have more things to watch and you don't run out as quickly as you otherwise might. Also, I wanted to make it because I really like reading and I really like talking about reading. A lot of my good friends do read, but I think that expanding the conversation out even further would be really fun and interesting. But I just wanted to add my voice to the conversation and bring in my unique perspective on it. What is that perspective? We're gonna find out together. The next question is, when did you start reading? And I think that's a silly question because I started reading when I learned how to read as a youth. Youths. Last year was the first year that I read over 50 books in 1 year, and I was like, I am amazing. I am a speed reading demon. And then I got on Booktube and was watching people's videos and they're saying things like, I read 12 books last month. And I'm like,
you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Fine. But I think what's important to realize is that it's not about how many books you read, it's that you enjoy it while it's happening. And so, you know, if I'm having like a 3 to 5 book a month, that's kind of normal for me. And I think that's a very large amount of books if you ask anyone else that's not on Booktube. They'd say, you read how many books a month? And I'm like, 3. And they're like, wow. So if you're looking for more relatable amount of book consumption, you have found your people, and your people is me. Next question is, what is your fantasy origin story? And technically the answer to this question is Twilight and Percy Jackson and the Mortal Instruments. And if I didn't tell you that was what got me into reading fantasy, then I would be lying to you and myself. So that's where I started. I was a Twilight girly, I was a Percy Jackson girly, and then when I was on a Twilight fan fiction site called twilighted.net, it advertised City of Bones, the first book in the Mortal Instruments series to me. That's a story for another day, honestly. The book series that got me into reading adult fantasy, high fantasy, is the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks. It starts with The Way of Shadows, and it starts out with an assassin who's kind of a street rat, and by the end of the trilogy, there's a whole war happening, like no spoilers, but it just grew into this thing that I didn't know was possible for books to do, and it blew my mind. From there, I just took off and I just started running and I never looked back.
I was running.
So I still really recommend that series to anybody who's interested in fantasy. I think it's really well done and I will never stop recommending it. However, I am curious, since it's been over a decade now since I read it, if I read it again, is it still gonna be good, or did I just love it so much because it was the first one that I read? I don't know. I'm a little bit scared to read it again, but I'm also very confident because I liked it so much the first time around that I'm sure I would still like it. I'm pretty positive. The next question is, what are your favorite genres? I think that fantasy is a general genre.
This fantasy genre
Is definitely my favorite. I will occasionally read a romance I will occasionally read literary fiction. I will read poetry. I will read classics. You know, I dabble in most things, but definitely fantasy is probably 92% of what I read. Even better if there's a romance subplot. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I just want somebody to kiss. Give me two people and make them kiss at some point, and I'm happy. I do like the fantasy romance fantasy genre as well, but it annoys me a little bit when they lose the plot somewhere along the line and people are just boinking. The spice gets in your nose and then you're just sneezing out spice scenes left and right, and then you're like, wait, wasn't somebody in mortal danger at some point? And the answer is supposed to be yes. And if the answer is not yes, and it feels like the author forgot, I don't love that as much, but I am willing to still read it and just, you know, soak it all in. Is it gonna be a 5-star read in that situation? No. Am I still gonna enjoy myself the whole time? Definitely. So I definitely find it to be entertaining. And if you're gonna read a book when you're done working, I don't want the book to be about working, you know? I want the book, if there's no magic or swords, I'm not interested. At least have one of those two, and then make someone kiss. Then we're talking. The last question that I kind of cherry picked out of this whole situation is what kind of content am I gonna be making? I think the general gist is gonna be book content. I am subscribed to Illumicrate, Fairy Loot, Young Adult, and Owlcrate. I was subscribed to Bookish Box for 3 months, starting in December of this last year, 2022. It's almost the end of May, and I still haven't gotten the first box yet. After 3 months of not receiving any boxes that I had paid for, I canceled it. And so in theory, I will receive 3 Bookish boxes, including the adult subscription with goodies and the t-shirt. I will be unboxing them for you. So I will be doing unboxings of all of those. I will be doing book hauls, probably book unhauls. I have a lot of books on my shelves that I am more than willing to get rid of to make room for all of these book boxes that I'm going to be unboxing. And then probably some book vlogs or TBRs, wrap-ups. This isn't your first rodeo. It's my first rodeo, sort of, on this side of the camera, but it's not your first rodeo. So I think that you know, and I know that you know what might appear on the channel, but otherwise that's what I think you can expect from me. Once those Bookish boxes come in, I'm gonna be excited to open them because I've been waiting almost half a year to get the first one. So we'll see how that goes. And then additionally, whenever the other ones come in, and I'm going to be starting a couple new books here coming up, and we'll be doing some reviews on things that I've read recently. So that's what you can look forward to for me. I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you're here with me. Please follow along if you're interested. You know, the more you interact with this video, the more people are gonna see it. You guys know how YouTube works. So if you wanna hit a like, if you wanna hit a subscribe, pass a little comment in the bottom. I think I'm gonna do a book haul next, so that'll be really exciting. And thanks so much for joining and following along. I will see you next time. Bye.